Good afternoon, dear children. Let us continue to do the problems in the chapter Motion in a Plane, isn't it? And before start to do the problems, you have to, I want to remind on equation for you. Okay, when we consider the scalar product of two vectors A and B, you know the equation for the scalar product of two vectors A and B. A dot B is equal to AB mod A mod B cos theta. That thing you know. And this can be written in terms of rectangular components. Okay, the scalar product of two vectors A and B is actually equal to the sum of product of their rectangular components. Okay, the sum of product of their rectangular components. So we can write A dot B can be written as AX BX. Okay, last class also we have done the problems related to this equation. Okay, that is A dot B is equal to AX BX plus AY BY plus AZ BZ. That is scalar product of two vectors A and B is equal to the sum of product of their rectangular components. Sum of product of their rectangular components. So we can write A dot B is equal to AX BX plus AY BY plus AZ BZ. Isn't it? And you know A dot B equal to mod A mod B cos theta. From this we can write cos theta as what? A dot B divided by mod A mod B. Okay, cos theta is equal to A dot B divided by mod A mod B. Then instead of A dot B we can write AX BX plus AY BY plus AZ BZ. Then actually what is modulus of A? Which is equal to square root of, I think you know, AX square plus AY square plus AZ square. Mod A is actually in terms of rectangular components. Okay, so square root of AX square plus AY square plus AZ square. You know that equation. Suppose the vector A can be written in terms of rectangular components AXI plus AYJ. In this mod A is equal to what? Root of AX square plus AY square. Similarly, here we are consider the Z axis also. That is why Z term also came here. Isn't it? So, A dot B is AX BX plus AY BY plus AZ BZ and divided by modulus of A is AX square plus AY square plus AZ square into modulus of B is square root of BX square plus BY square plus BZ square. Actually, this is the scalar product of two vectors A and B in terms of its rectangular components. Isn't it? Next we can do the problems related to this equation. Let's see the first question. Find the angle between the vectors. Vector A is equal to I plus 2j minus k and vector B is equal to minus I plus j minus 2k. We have to find the angle between the vectors A and B. Okay, that is the question. Here the given vector A is actually vector A is equal to I plus 2j minus k. This is vector A and vector B is equal to minus I plus j minus 2k. This is vector B. We have to find the angle between A and B. Isn't it? We have to find the angle between A and B. Okay. To find the angle between A and B, we can take the dot product A dot B. Okay. That is A dot B is equal to modulus of A into modulus of B into cos theta. Isn't it? Here cos theta can be written as A dot B divided by modulus of A into modulus of B. Is it clear? Then we can write A dot B in terms of rectangular components. Okay. So A dot B can be written as what is actually A dot B? AX BX plus AY BY plus AZ BZ divided by square root of AX square plus AY square plus AZ square into square root of BX square plus BY square plus BZ square. Isn't it? Then we can take AX into BX. Okay, then here what is the coefficient of I actually? Here 1 and here it is minus 1. So 1 into minus 1, that is minus 1. Then AOB, Y, here it is 2 and here it is 1. So 2 into 1 plus 2. Okay. Then AOB, AZ, BZ. Here the coefficient of K is minus 1 and here it is minus 2. Listen it. So minus 1 into minus 2, actually it is plus 2 divided by square root of AX square plus AY square plus AZ square. Okay, here it is 1 square plus 2 square plus minus 1 square into square root of BX square minus 1 square plus 1 square plus minus 2 whole square. Okay, here it is 3 divided by square root of, actually it is 1 plus 4 plus 1. Okay, into square root of 1 plus what is it? 4. So we can write 3 divided by what is it? Root 6 into root 6. Okay, 3 divided by root 6 into root 6. Okay, actually root 6 into root 6, actually it is gives 6. Listen it. Root of 6 into 6. Actually it is root 36 and it is 6. So we got here 6. Then 3 by 6, actually it is 1 by 2. So we got cos theta as 1 by 2. Then what is theta actually? We got the cos theta as 1 by 2. So theta is equal to what? 60 degree. Theta equal to 60 degree. Okay. Cos theta is equal to half. So theta is equal to 60 degree. Isn't it? Here we have two vectors A and B. A is given as I plus 2j minus k and B is given as minus I plus j minus 2k. We have to find the angle between A and B. Isn't it? So A dot B, you know, A dot B is equal to modulus of A into modulus of B into cos theta. Listen it, actually these problems are based on the scalar product or the dot product. Okay, that is why we are taking here as dot product. Then cos theta is equal to A dot B divided by modulus of A into modulus of B. And this thing can be written as AX BX plus AY BY plus AZ BZ divided by square root of AX square plus AY square plus AZ square into root of BX square plus BY square plus BZ square. Then here AX into BX 1 into minus 1, it is minus 1. Then AY into BY is 2 into 1. So that is 2. Then AZ BZ is minus 1 into minus 2, that is 2. Then divided by square root of AX square 1 square plus 2 square plus minus 1 square. Then here it is minus 1 square plus 1 square minus 2 square. And simplifying this, we will get the value of cos theta as 1 by 2. So the value of theta is actually 60 degree. The second question is, prove that the vectors A equal to I plus 2j plus 3k and vector B is equal to 2i minus j are perpendicular to each other. Listen to it. We have two vectors. Vector A is equal to I plus 2j plus 3k and vector B is equal to 2i minus j. We have to prove that A and B are perpendicular to each other. You know, what is the condition? If the two vectors are perpendicular to each other, then what is A dot B? You know, A dot B, the two vectors are perpendicular to each other. A dot B is equal to, you already learned in the properties of scalar product. Listen to it. If the two vectors are perpendicular to each other, then A dot B is equal to 0. So we have to prove A dot B as 0. Okay, A dot B as 0. If the two vectors are perpendicular to each other, then the scalar product A dot B is equal to 0. So we can find A dot B. So A dot B is equal to AX BX, then I into 2. Sorry, here it is coefficient of I is 1. 1 into 2. It is 2. Then 2 into, here it is minus 1. 2 into minus 1, it is minus 2. Then here it is 3. 3k, but here it is no term, actually it is 0k. Okay, then 3 into 0, actually it is 0. So we got 2 minus 2 as 0. Since the scalar product of these two vectors is 0, so we can say the two vectors are perpendicular to each other. Okay, here the scalar product of these two vectors is actually we got a 0. So we can say the two vectors are perpendicular to each other. Listen it, here we have two vectors, A equal to I plus 2j plus 3k and B is equal to 2a minus j. We have to prove that these vectors are perpendicular to each other. You know, if the two vectors are perpendicular, then its scalar product is 0. So A dot B is 0. So we have to prove that A dot B is equal to 0. So first we have to find A dot B. So A dot B is equal to, here it is 1 into 2, it is 2. Then 2 into minus 1, it is minus 2. And here it is 3 into 0, it is 0. So we got the scalar product of these two vectors is 0. So we can say the two vectors are perpendicular to each other. Okay. The next question is, find the value of lambda. Find the value of lambda so that the vectors, vector A is equal to 2i plus lambda j plus k. And the vector B is equal to 4i minus 2j minus 2k are perpendicular to each other. Isn't it? Here we have two vectors. Vector A is given as, vector A is equal to 2i plus lambda j plus k. Okay. And vector B is equal to 4i minus 2j minus 2k. These are the two vectors A and B. We have to prove that these two vectors are perpendicular to each other. Okay, you know that if the two vectors are perpendicular to each other, then A dot B is equal to what? 0. A dot B is equal to 0. Okay. Here we have to find the value of lambda. Sorry, we have to find what? The value of this lambda. We have to find the value of lambda. And here the condition is given, the two vectors are perpendicular to each other. Okay, if the two vectors A and B are perpendicular to each other, we have to find the value of lambda. Isn't it? We have to find the value of lambda. Isn't it? And you know, if the two vectors are perpendicular to each other, then A dot B is equal to 0. We can apply this condition here. Isn't it? So first we can find A dot B. Then A dot B is actually, here it is 2 into 4. Actually it is 8 plus lambda into minus 2. Actually it is minus 2 lambda. Then k into minus 2. Sorry, coefficient of k is actually 1. 1 into minus 2. It is minus 2. That is equal to 0. Isn't it? So minus 2 lambda plus 6 equal to 0. Plus 6 equal to minus 2 lambda plus 6 equal to what? 0. Isn't it? Here it is minus 2 lambda plus 6 equal to 0, or minus 2 lambda is equal to minus 6, or lambda equal to minus 6 divided by minus 2. It is actually 3. So we got the value of lambda as 3. Okay, the value of lambda is actually 3. Okay, here we have two vectors A and B. A is 2i plus lambda j plus k, and vector B is 4i minus 2j minus 2k. We have to find the value of lambda so that the two vectors are perpendicular to each other. Okay, so the two vectors are perpendicular, so we can write A dot B is equal to 0. So first we can find A dot B. For that, 2 into 4 actually it is 8. Here lambda into minus 2 lambda. 1 into minus 2 actually it is minus 2 equal to 0. So minus 2 lambda plus 6 equal to 0, or minus 2 lambda equal to minus 6. Then lambda equal to minus 2 by minus 6 divided by minus 2, that is equal to 3. So the value of lambda is actually 3. Okay, is it clear? The fourth question is, a force F is equal to 4i plus j plus 3k Newton acts on a particle and displaces it through displacement S is given as 11i plus 11j plus 15k. calculate the work done by the force. Okay, we have to find the work done by the force. So the force is given. The force F is given as 4I plus J plus 3K. Okay, and the displacement S is given as, actually it is in Newton, and the displacement is given as 11I plus 11J plus 15K. Actually it is in meter. Isn't it? We have to find the work done. Okay, actually you know the equation for work done. Okay, actually what is work done? Work done can be represented as the dot product of force and displacement. Work done can be represented as the dot product of force and displacement. So W is equal to F dot S. We can write W is equal to what? F dot S. Isn't it? W is equal to F dot S. Okay, so we can find F dot R. F dot S as, here it is 4 into 11. 4 into 11, actually it is 44, plus 1 into 11, it is 11, then plus 3 into 15, actually it is 45. Okay, by adding all these things, we will get 100J. This is actually the work done. Okay, here the force is given as 4I plus J plus 3K Newton, and the displacement is given as 11I plus 11J plus 15K. Here we have to find the work done by the force. You know the equation for work done. Work done can be represented as the dot product of force and displacement. So W can be written as F dot S. W can be written as F dot S. So here it is 4 into 11, 44 plus 1 into 11, 11 plus 3 into 15, 45. By adding all these things, we will get the work done as 100 joule. Okay, next actually we have the fifth question. Before going to that questions, you should know the 4 equations. Okay, listen it. I think all of you learned the 4 equations already, you know. Okay, then actually H, what is H? Actually the maximum height. Okay, actually these equations are related to projectile motion. Next, actually we are going to do the problems related to projectile motion. So all of you should know all the equations. Okay, and this is the equation for maximum height. That is H is equal to U square sin square theta by 2G. U square sin square theta by 2G. Then time of flight TF is equal to 2U sin theta by G. Time of flight is equal to 2U sin theta by G. Then horizontal range equal to U square sin 2 theta by G. And the equation for maximum horizontal range is R max is actually U square by G. Okay, these are the 4 equations that is related to projectile motion. Isn't it? So we can go and move to the 5th question. Actually the question is, find the angle of projection for which the horizontal range R and H are equal. Okay, here we have to find the angle for which the horizontal range and the height, maximum height are equal. Okay, that means, so we can write horizontal range R, that is equal to maximum height H, or we can write H max. Okay, this is the same equation. Okay, so for which angle the horizontal range is equal to maximum height, that angle we have to find. Then you know the equation for horizontal range. R is equal to what? U square sin 2 theta divided by G. That must be equal to maximum height. You know the equation for maximum height. U square sin square theta divided by 2G. Isn't it? Here U square cancel and G cancel. And the remaining term is actually sin 2 theta is equal to sin square theta by 2. Isn't it? Sin 2 theta is equal to sin square theta by 2. And how we can write sin 2 theta? You know, sin 2 theta can be written as 2 sin theta cos theta. That is equal to sin square theta by 2. Okay, this sin theta and here on sin theta cancel, and 2 cos theta is equal to sin theta by 2. Isn't it? And here we can cross multiply. 4 is equal to sin theta divided by cos theta. Okay, is it clear? Here 2 comes here, so 4, then cos theta comes down. So sin theta by cos theta, you know what is sin theta by cos theta? Tan theta, you know. So tan theta is equal to 4. Okay, tan theta is equal to 4. From the theta is equal to what? Tan inverse 4. Okay, actually it is tan inverse 4. Theta is equal to tan inverse 4. Actually it is tan inverse 4 is 75 degree, actually 58 minute actually. 75 degree, 58 minute actually theta. Up to this only you need. Okay, theta is equal to tan inverse 4. Isn't it? Here the question is find the angle of projection for which R and H are equal. That means horizontal range and maximum height are equal at what angle? So the question itself it is given horizontal range R is equal to maximum height H. So we can write the equation for R as U square sin 2 theta by G. That is equal to the equation for height is U square sin square theta by 2G. This U square cancels and G cancel. The remaining terms are sin 2 theta is equal to sin square theta by 2. Then sin 2 theta can be written as 2 sin theta cos theta, that is equal to sin square theta by 2. Now sin theta cancel and 2 cos theta is equal to sin theta by 2, or 4 is equal to sin theta by cos theta, but you know sin theta by cos theta equal to tan theta equal to 4. From this theta can be written as tan inverse 4, but the value of tan inverse 4 is actually 75 degree 58 minute. Okay, all of you got it? Next, the sixth question is, a cricket ball is thrown at a speed of 28 meter per second in a direction 30 degree above the horizontal. We have to calculate the maximum height, time taken by the ball to return to the same level, and distance from the thrower to the point where the ball returns to the same level. That is the question. Here it is actually a cricket ball that is thrown at a speed of 28 meter per second. So the initial velocity U is equal to 28 meter per second at an angle of 30 degree with the horizontal. Okay, above the horizontal. We have to first calculate the maximum height. Here we have to calculate what maximum height. You know the equation for maximum height H as U square sin square theta by 2G. Isn't it? Then what is U square? 28 square, that is 28 into 28 into sin square theta, that is sin square 30 divided by 2 into 9.8. Okay, 2 into 9.8. Then we can simplify this as 28 into 28 into actually sin 30. You know the value of sin 30? Actually it is 1 by 2. Here sin square 30, that is 1 by 4. Okay, actually it is 1 by 4. The value of sin 30 is 1 by 2. So sin square 30 is actually 1 by 4. Isn't it? And here this 2, then 14 here. Actually here we can cut it as 2, then 14. Then again 2 here it is 17. That is we got 14 into 7. Okay, 14 into 7 is actually 98. So 98 divided by 9.8. Okay, in order to remove the decimal part, we can multiply by 10. So here it is 98 and here is 980. So we can cancel and we got 10. So 10 meter, that is actually the maximum height. So the maximum height is 10 meter. Okay, the maximum height is what? 10 meter. Next we have to find the time taken by the ball to return to the same level. So we have to find the time of flight TF. Okay, we have to find what time of flight TF. You know the equation 2u sin theta by g, that is the time of flight. So 2 into what is u actually 28 divided by 9.8 into sin theta. What is sin theta is actually sin 30. Its value is at 1 by 2. Okay, so 2 into 28 divided by 9.8 into half. Actually it is this 2 cancel, and 28 divided by 9.8, actually it is 2.8 second. That is the time of flight. 2.8 second, that is the time of flight. Next we have to calculate the distance from the thrower to the point where the ball returns to the same level, that is the horizontal range r. You know the equation horizontal range r, u square sine 2 theta by g. Okay, and here it is u square sine 2 theta, but is actually u square sine 2 theta is u square sine 2 theta can be written as 2 sine theta cos theta divided by g. 2 sine theta cos theta divided by g. Actually it is u square. U square is 28 into 28 into divided by g, that is 9.8. Then again 2 into what is sine 30, actually it is 1 by 2, and what is cos 30, actually it is root 3 by 2. Cos 30 is actually root 3 by 2, isn't it? And here 2 cancel, and here 28 into 2, that is 14. So by simplifying this 28 into 14, that divided by 9.8, actually that will give 40. Here it is root 3, so 40 root 3 meter, that is the horizontal range. 40 root 3 meter, that is actually the horizontal range. Okay, here a cricket ball that is thrown at a speed of 28 meter per second. So the initial velocity u is 28 meter per second, and it is in a direction 30 degree above the horizontal. First we have to calculate the maximum height of the cricket ball that can be achieved or attained. That the equation is u square sine square theta by 2g. Here the u square is 28 into 28, then sine square 30 divided by 2 into 9.8. By simplifying this we will get 10 meter. Next we have to find the time taken by the ball to return to the same level, that is the time of flight. You know the equation 2u sine theta by g. So 2 into u is 28 into sine theta, sine 30 is 1 by 2 divided by 9.8, that will give 2.8 second. Next we have to find the horizontal range. You know the equation u square sine 2 theta by g. Sine 2 theta can be written as 2 sine theta cos theta. Then we can substitute u square 28 into 28. Then 2 into sine 30 is 1 by 2. Cos 30 is root 3 by 2 divided by g, 9.8. So we got the value of horizontal range r as 40 root 3 meter. Okay. Next the seventh question is, prove that the maximum horizontal range is 4 times the maximum height attained by the projectile when fired at an angle of at an inclination so as to have the maximum horizontal range. Isn't it? That is the question. Here we have to prove that the maximum horizontal range, that is R max, that is the maximum horizontal range, that must be equal to 4 times the maximum height. We have to prove that R max is equal to 4 times the maximum height h. Here the condition is given, the maximum height attained by the projectile when fired at an inclination so as to have a maximum horizontal range. Isn't it? You know, maximum, what is the equation for maximum horizontal range? So, to attain the maximum horizontal range, at which angle the projectile must be projected? You know that thing. At what angle should the projectile must be projected such as to obtain what the maximum horizontal range? What is that angle? Angle theta is equal to 45 degree. That thing we know. When the projectile is projected at an angle of 45 degree, we will get what? The maximum horizontal range. Okay, so first we can find R max. So R max equal to, you know the equation for R, u square sine 2 theta by g, that is R max. Here it is actually u square. What is the value of actually sine 2 theta? Here sine 2 into theta is 45 degrees. So sine 90 divided by g. So u square by g. This is R max. U square by g is actually the R max. We have to prove that it must be 4h. Okay, so next we can find 4h. So 4 into, what is equation for h? U square Let it equation number 1. U square sin square theta by 2g, that is equal to 4 into, okay, that is equal to 4 into u square into sin square sin 45 degree actually. Sin square theta can be written as sin theta into sin theta. So sin 45. What is the value of sin 45? Here we can write first divided by 2g into what is sin 45? 1 by root 2 into again actually it is sin square. So again sin 45 1 by root 2. Okay, you know actually it is 4 u square by 2g into root 2 into root 2, actually it is 2. Okay, 2 into 2 4, this 4 cancels and we got u square by g. That is equation number 2. So here the RHS are equal, u square by g, u square by g. So we can write R max equal to 4h. Thus we proved the maximum horizontal range is equal to 4 times the maximum height. Okay, the maximum horizontal range is equal to 4 times the maximum height. Listen it here. We have to prove that maximum horizontal range is 4 times the maximum height attained by the projectile when fired at an angle of inclination so as to have the maximum horizontal range. So here we have to prove that R max equal to 4h. You know the R max, when we get the maximum horizontal range when it is fired at an angle of 45 degree. So we can substitute here v square into sin 2 into 45, that is 90 by g. So we got R max as v square by g. Okay, let it be equation on. Next we can find 4h. So 4 into h is u square sin square theta by 2g. Then 4 u square by 2g sin, actually sin theta into sin theta. So actually theta is 45 degrees. So sin 45 1 by root 2, again sin 45 1 by root 2. Then 4 u square by 2g into what is root 2 into root 2? It is 2. So 4 u square by 4g, actually it is u square by g. Thus we prove that comparing equation 1 and 2 we can write R maximum equal to 4h. Okay. That is the end of today's class. Okay children, we have finished the lesson also. You have any doubt then ask to me. Okay, thank you children.